Okay, there's going to be so many people listening to this episode who are going through tough times right now. And I wanted to say a quick message. Before I do, it is episode 736. It is March the 2nd. Tough times, my friends, don't last. I always remember in good and bad times this quote: this too will pass. And do you know what? When it's going through good times, I don't want the good times to pass, but you've got to realize that the good times will pass and so will the bad times. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And I got this quote from Sir David Brailsford, and I got a note here. I don't know if it's from him or what he said as an example, but he got cancer and he didn't dwell on it. He realized that tough times don't last. Tough people do. And so I promise you, whatever you're going through right now, however hard it is, it will pass. You will get over this. Every single day that you are chugging along will get better and easier. I can absolutely guarantee that. If I look at my hardest times that I have been through, without doubt, the hardest time I've been through was 2 hard times. And I always get emotional when I talk about this one. My son had septicemia. That was a horrible time. There was a place there where we actually got told that he's not responding to medicine. He had septicemia in bed, wasn't awake, practically unconscious all the time. And then it was actually my grandma's funeral day. We get told that I got off because me and my wife, she was there half the time. I was there half the time because we had another kid to look after as well. And so we swapped like 12 hours a day, 12 hours swap, 12 hours swap. And I remember I was on the way back to do my shift, and it was my grandma's funeral. And it was, I got a phone call from Claire, and she said, I couldn't even hear her because she was crying. I remember exactly where I was. And she just said, they've told me, Dean, he's not responding to medicine. And I was stuck in queues. And I was like, fuck. And she was screaming, she was crying. And I was like, oh my God, our 4-year-old kid is not responding to medicine. And anyway, not to go on it too much, but basically he's allergic to penicillin. And so they couldn't give him penicillin. And that is apparently the most effective thing for septicemia. And so they had to give him a diluted version of septicemia. I had no choice. It was out of options, and had a resuscitation team in our room as well at the same time because it was going to die. So they had to give him penicillin. And yes, there was a chance that he needed resuscitation and he was going to die, but they had no choice. And I was like, fucking hell, this is terrible. This is not good. And luckily he responded because the diluted version was okay. Didn't need a resuscitation team, and he never had a reaction to the penicillin. So it was, and do you know what? It was almost not immediate, but within a couple of days of taking that treatment of that very aggressive treatment, he was up and running around again, and not running around again. Sorry, that's completely the wrong thing. He wasn't running around for a long time after that, but he woke up. He didn't even like walking because his legs, he'd lost all muscle in his legs, didn't even like his walking or anything, so we had to carry him literally everywhere. But luckily he was light because he'd lost all his weight. But yeah, he really responded well. And so tough times, they don't last. That didn't last. Another tough time for me, really, really quickly, was Lazo. I actually wanted to kill myself because I thought I was a failure to my wife. I thought I was a failure for my kids. I thought, what role model am I going to be growing up? Oh God, this is an emotional bloody episode for me because I'm just thinking about it now. But what a bad place I must have been in. So, I mean, to actually think that I wasn't a good role model for my kids and they'd be better off with another dad as a role model, another person as a role model. Shit. Now that is mental health problems. That's just bananas. And it was only for a split second, but I even knew what I was going to do. I was going to drive a car off a cliff. I mean, freaking hell, what? Because of a business, because of money. Jesus Christ. Anyway, again, that didn't last. Break up with partners. You feel absolutely lost, and you think, yeah, it's more the fact that they don't want you, and you're like, why don't they want me? How come they not want me? And then that doesn't last again. So please, if you're going through a tough time, remember 6 months, a year, 3 months, whatever it may be, it will be different situation, different circumstances, and you will be in a better place. I can absolutely guarantee, because I don't believe that you can go through a much tougher time than nearly losing a child, obviously losing a child, but for me, that I'd rather do anything. I'd rather go through anything than lose a child. And my heart goes out to people who have. I think that's absolutely horrendous. But again, there is coping mechanisms. There is way through it, and the pain is horrendous at first. But the pain, you'll never forget. But the pain will get more bearable and more livable every single day. And I feel horrible talking about it because I haven't been through it. So I wouldn't have the experience to know undeniably. But from research I've done, because I looked into it a bit afterwards for some reason, I'm weird. And yeah, so if you are going through tough times, like many people is, because the world is a weird place at the minute, then please remember, but the tough times will pass and there will be sunshine in your life. The clouds will always disperse at some point in your life. All right, here's much love for you. Tomorrow, we're talking about being fulfilled. All right, love you, appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.